everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today we are going to meal plan. I am working on getting the rest of January meal planned out based on the things that I have in the freezer and the pantry. So I've got my iPad here. This is the same planner I walked through at the beginning of 2019, and I stopped using it in like February. I barely used it after that except for like YouTube video notes because I got pregnant and really sick for a while, and then I just fell off the planning bandwagon. I'm trying to get back into a little bit of the planning so I can keep myself together a little bit. I want to go ahead and work on meal planning and making sure we're using everything out of the freezer. I had mentioned briefly in my Butcher Box video that I'm doing a no spend January, and that's mostly to use up the things that we have in the freezer and the pantry. I've got lots of things in the house that we really just need to use up, and we're going to try to make our grocery budget super duper tiny. You're going to hear noises here and there in this video because Stella is with me. She is beside me playing on her little activity mat, and she may join me up here depending on how crazy things get. So I want to first walk through the way I'm setting this up. I want to kind of inventory everything I have in the freezer as far as like meat and main dish items that we have. So I pulled this January 2020 calendar off of Carrie L's website. I have had her meal planners in the past. I really like her stuff. She's giving away this 2020 free printable calendar on her blog. So it starts out like this. You have to go to carriel.com. I just searched carriel.com free 2020 calendar, and she has this black and white version available. So I found it on her blog to download. The items are actually turned this way, but in order to turn them in GoodNotes, I'll show you guys. You go up to these three dots at the top, and then you can say rotate this page, and I did 90 degrees clockwise, so it just turns it clockwise, just like that. And then what you can do is you can, there we go. I'm trying to shrink it back down. You can use your lasso tool and just highlight it. I didn't want the title, I wanted it to be a colorful title. And like, you see my wonky line over here, I'll talk about it in a second. Basically, you just have to make sure that you get some point past the picture. Like here, it's okay. I'm not gonna cut off that part of the picture because I've already gone past that border. And then you click it and say, take screenshot. You can see since I already went past that wonky edge, it covers and makes the whole picture. It just makes a square of like the furthest point outs that you took. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste this into my planner. You just have to hit that one and hit save image or copy. And in my case, I don't want the image in my camera roll, so I just hit copy. If you're just going to use it in this PDF, then it is easier to turn them. Then you can just rotate your iPad and make it bigger. Use it like that, but I want to actually get it into my planner. So I am actually copying and pasting. So I just copied and pasted that one. So you just hold it down, hit paste, as I just cropped the edges. I got the edges as close as I could. So then it crops it closer and I can get it closer to the border of my page. And then you can rotate by hitting the arrow down below and rotating. And it does snap to the right edge. You can see it snaps there when you get close to the right 90-degree turn there. So that's all I did to bring in the actual calendar itself. And then I made the title using the text. And going back here, I have this meal planner, and I found this grid. I don't know where I found it, but it's just a grid. And so I made it breakfast, lunch, dinner, and it's a week worth of meals. I started mine on a Monday, and all of this writing I added in using the text. So I've got quite a few of those made. I'll show you guys my last meal plan page. I had just pulled a page out of a different free meal planner, but I found I didn't use the snacks at all. So I decided to just make my own with this little grid box. Here's an example of last month in December. I was just planning things out, try to use up some of the things we had in the fridge. And I wrote Sunday because I was actually planning it on a Saturday. So I needed one more space. But now I just wrote out this week coming up is going to be the 6th through the 12th. And I wrote in using the purple ink what we've got going on. I also need to write in dance. I try to plan for leftovers on dance nights. And then I just did that for the rest of the months. I just wrote the numbers in. So I have the whole rest of the month planned in here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that January calendar and I'm going to actually move it. Oops. Try that again. I'm going to actually try to move it up close to my first week, so that I could just flip back and forth between those pages when I have my plan done. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this notes side right here to write down all the things out of the freezer, like I said, and I just got a butcher box. So I have the list on my phone of what came in my order, and we haven't used any of that yet. So I just pulled that up on my phone. As far as my order, I'm going to write those in real quick, and then I know a few things else that I have in the freezer. Now I'm going to work on going through the freezer and marking down anything else I've got. All right, while Stella was nursing, I was just sitting on the couch finishing up my list. I've got a couple of the things from the pantry in purple and then things from the fridge in blue. So I ended up pulling a screenshot from a different, no, that's a foot. I ended up pulling a screenshot from a different page to make this little grid at the bottom, and I think I will use that instead of the notes on the side, and then I can make the actual calendar part itself bigger. Right now I have it zoomed in so I could write while I was nursing her. And so I've got a couple of ideas floating around in my head based on what we really need to use up immediately, and also the things from the freezer. So when I get a chance, when this one's done smiling and playing, I'll set her down to play by herself for a minute and hopefully finish up my weekly part of the meal plan. But this is just to get me started seeing what I've got, and I have it so that I can scroll. Oops, try brighten that up. I have it so I can scroll back and forth between the January, month at a glance thing and the actual week itself. What I thought I would do is I would try to plan out like certain things on certain days using up the meats, so I can make sure we're not having too much protein each week. I can make sure we're not having too much red meat each week. I can make sure I'm dividing it out like that using the monthly calendar, and then doing a more detailed plan on the weekly calendar before I buy groceries. And I've tried to film this a few different clips, and it's just dang near impossible to get anything done with a newborn. So it's just going to be a really choppy video for you guys because I'm dealing with somebody here. Yeah, that's you. You little stinker. Hi. Hi there. It's impossible to get anything done with this one going. Okay, so now she's got hiccups. I'm just going to tell you guys kind of what I'm going to do. First, I actually am doing this on Saturday. So for Saturday and Sunday, I can use up quite a bit of the things that need to be used up immediately. I've got some leftovers on this list. So I'm going to first plan that out. And then I'm going to look at the month at a glance and pull things and make sure we're not having too many red meats in a week, make sure we have some meatless meals here and there, and plan up using up quite a bit of this stuff. So that's going to be my plan, to just kind of go through and find places for a lot of these things. And then once I'm done with just these 2 days, I'm going to do the formal meal plan for next week. And that way we are ready to go when Olivia goes back to school on Tuesday. And I am going to go ahead and write in dance for Thursday night. Oops. I like to use the thicker one for this kind of thing. Okay, so she has Thursday night. We'll make sure we try to plan in leftovers for that night. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'll speed this up a little bit. So there is my plan for the rest of the weekend. And then moving into next week, I do want to use up the Parmesan cheese before it goes bad. So I'm going to do the pasta, just vodka sauce. And I will get a bag of mixed veggies or some sort of veggies to put in that when I grocery shop. I am trying to plan this out today so I can order groceries and pick them up on Sunday, or pick them up first thing Monday. It depends on whatever they have available, but I want to get it meal planned out and ordered tonight. That's the goal. And it's always unpredictable with baby, but I like to try to start early, and generally I'm scrambling on Sunday to try to plan this out. I want to get a little bit better about planning things out better like I used to be, but since having her has been just really chaotic and it's hard to plan things out. These days already planned. I'm just going to mark all this off because I don't need to do anything. This is going to be pasta. And that's going to be a meatless night. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that truffle Alfredo. We don't generally have Alfredo. I thought maybe I could do some grilled chicken and then have it with the Alfredo. So it could be like grilled chicken Alfredo. And since I already have pasta here, I might just do pasta here. just kind of write it in as my idea to use up that truffle Alfredo. And then since some of these have portions, I put like ×6, ×2 on there. I don't know how I'm gonna like exactly mark those off. Maybe I will like just change the number, erase it, and add ×5 until it goes away. And so for these things, I marked off as I went, except that one I forgot. And then the crescent dough I need to use up, so I have to just have that as side dishes. I have 2 tubes of those, and it'll probably be 2 meals each. So I need to use those up in the next couple of weeks so that they don't go bad. And then I really want to have burgers, so I'm thinking the pasta night, will it be 2 nights worth? Always generally 2 nights. And then if I cook on Wednesday, something that'll have leftovers, then Thursday for dance will be covered. Also, when we did the top sirloins, it ended up being 3 meals. I did the grilled steaks the first night, some of the leftovers I used the next night to do steak salads, and then the third night we used it to make taco bowls. So it ended up being a lot of steak for us to go through. So that'll be a really good one to do, like a 3-night leftovers. And since we just had steak, I think I'm gonna do it for the next week. Trying to plan things out so we're not duplicating things and getting sick of things. So we've got pasta, that'll be chicken Alfredo. We need some sort of meatless meal. So we'll do some sort of meatless thing on Saturday since we have meat like throughout the week. And that kind of balances out that. And then Sunday generally is going to be just a leftover. Sundays generally are just leftover night or just kind of scrounging night. So I'm going to leave those ones blank. But that kind of plans out what we are going to have. And so this week, and so for the rest of this week, I want to do that fried rice. And I think that'll be a great one to do Wednesday so we can have it again on Thursday. It ends up being 2 meals for us. And the last time I did fried rice, I did the scallops with it and it was really good. So we might do that. Do that for 2 nights. And then that leaves me 2 more nights. I was really wanting to do the hamburgers. We've got 2 packs of those. So we could do burgers. And that's just going to be a 1-night thing. Oh, we also can use the pancakes up that night. We have those Korean pancakes, and they were really good with fried rice. And I was thinking the rolls I have, they could be actually good for hamburger buns. So I think I might just use them for hamburger buns. Get them used up. I don't know how many we have, so I'm not going to mark them off yet. I know we'll use up the Korean pancakes this week, and then the scallops we can use up, 1 of the packs of burgers, and like I said, I can just erase. Oops, that's going to be too big of an erase. So now we just have burgers ×1 instead of ×2. I'll mark things off this week and then I'll get just a rough idea here and mark things off as I put them on the meal plan moving forward. So I'm really not sure what to do with that Saturday spot because burgers is going to just be 1 night of food. We use up the fried rice this week. I was really thinking about doing the zucchini spirals with meatballs. And Johnny likes homemade meatballs, so I would use up some ground beef as well, and then I can freeze a bunch of those meatballs, and we'll have the IKEA meatballs and frozen meatballs for future meals. But that puts us having beef twice together. So I might end up just doing salmon. That gives us something a little bit different through here. And so the salmon, I usually cook just like a 1-pound portion, and it does usually carry over for leftovers. So that'll be a great thing to have for leftover night on Sunday. So that is what I'm working with, I think, for this week. And so I'm going to go over to my week. I'm going to move my calendar over so that it's right next to my next week. And so that's what I'm working with. Pasta dinner, use the Parmesan cheese. And then that'll be a leftover. And then for Wednesday, we have the fried rice, pancakes, and scallops. And that's a pre-done mix, so I don't have to make rice ahead of time, but I do have to buy some veggies to go in there. I'll buy some zucchini since I still have onions. I need to get a bag of mixed veggies for that. So having it planned out here, I can just go down the list and add what I need to add. And then that'll be leftovers. And then Friday, I said burgers. So we'll need quite a few things to go with burgers. And then with the rolls as the buns, so I don't have to buy buns. But I've got cheese to go with that. We need to get some lettuce, tomato. We have onion. We don't, nope, none of us like pickles. I want to get mushrooms for that too. I like mushrooms on my burgers. The last couple times I have made mushrooms, Olivia's really liked them, so she'll probably snack on some of those as well. So then that leaves Saturday and Sunday. We'll do salmon. I don't have anything else planned on that. Okay, so this is what we need to work on. We'll do the salmon. It's at the end of the week, and since I buy groceries here, if I buy like something like broccoli, it won't be good at the end of the week, so we will do green beans with that. And I'll do those crescent rolls. For like side dishes of things, I'm gonna have salad. We've just been really liking salad, so I'll just have side salad stuff prepped so we can have that as leftovers, and then we'll finish off any of the salad stuff for that leftover night if we have anything left. So that gets us through the week. As far as lunches goes, I have other things that I can have, and I've been really trying to like prep one thing and then eat it throughout the week. Like the salads, I can grill chicken and then have the salads throughout the week for my lunches. So I tend to do that. I'll probably just do grilled chicken salads. And then also, Johnny and I have been taking leftovers if we have like more than a night's worth of leftovers. If I make the big thing of pasta and I can tell it's going to be more than one night, we will also have that for lunch the following day. Oops. So I'll just plan on having grilled chicken salad things available and eating leftovers throughout the week as needed. I also have some of those ramen cups. I have cans of soups. She's smiling at me over there. I've got other things that I can have in the freezer. I've got like those Trader Joe's mini beef tacos. I can just heat up a couple of those, and we will go to Trader Joe's sometime. So I'll get some other freezer friendly things for that. As far as breakfasts go, we generally have cereal. I don't tend to write them in unless it's like the weekend. This weekend we're going to do buttermilk pancakes. The next weekend I think I want to do French toast. I'm just going to write in French toast. Also, the leftover night on Sunday has been working really great because we go out to eat on Sunday afternoon and then go see the house. Sundays are generally the day that the contractors aren't working on the house, so we can actually go inside and look at it without interfering with them. So this is always an out to eat for that lunch. Oh, bless you. And I usually cook a lunch on Sundays. I didn't really cook it on Sundays, so I probably should move that over. We generally just have cereals or something easy, scrambled eggs throughout the week as far as breakfast goes. I can also prep bacon and sausage throughout the week for that as well. And I think that's it. So I'm just trying to, grab things off of here, use them up. I have a ton of the chicken thighs, so I will definitely use up a pack or two making the grilled chicken for the lunches this week. And then I'll do grilled chicken the following week for the chicken Alfredo, and then I can use it for salads as well. So I've just been always buying salad stuff to have. Also, that would be really good with asparagus. So I'll be planning this out in more detail next week. I just wanted to plan this one out in detail this week so I can go down the list and make sure I have everything we need as far as lunch stuff, as far as the other things we're going to use for the dinners. And that's pretty much it. I don't generally plan out a whole bunch for the breakfasts really specifically because I have lots of options that I can pick from whatever day it is. I think on here I can do the meatballs this next week, so I'm thinking I will just go ahead and write that in now that I'm thinking of it. That would be 2, and then I'll freeze them, and I'm sure we'll have more pasta sauce, so I think I could just do pasta again, just with the regular marinara. And then use up whatever meatballs we've got left, or just brown up some ground beef and put in that. So we'll just do, planning on having a Monday and Tuesday pasta nights. And then this, generally I'll plan on having some sort of meat that carries over to Thursday. So I could do a pot roast one day since I have a pot roast in here. And that'll probably carry over 3 nights because they're usually pretty big. I'm just getting kind of an outline of what I'm going to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to add in that last week. Let's look down the list. I'm going to try to do something with the Italian sausage. I think I can come up with a recipe that'll use the sausage 2 nights, maybe even the sausage pasta. I'll have to think about that. It could just be thrown in the pasta and then use some other meat over here. I'll try to make sure I incorporate meatless on this one too, since those are meat heavy dishes. Oh, see, now looking at this, I've got beef right next to beef. I think I'm gonna change this around. Use my lasso tool and put the pasta with the sausage, move the pot roast. This will be a chicken thing. So I don't know what kind of chicken we'll do there, but I might do chicken to do like chicken tacos, shredded chicken tacos or something like that. And then again, we'll do some sort of meatless thing here, and that's not generally on this list. It's just meatless. I think that will get us through like a rough outline of the month. But I think that is it as far as planning out our meals. That gives you a rough outline of how I'm going to be doing this moving forward. I've got to order my groceries and play with this little one because she's starting to get bored on her playmat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to walk you through my process here and show you guys how I'm going to really try to step it up this month, use up stuff that we have and just buy fresh things. I thought also I might plan in some sort of sweet once we use up what we have in the house, but right now we just have so much snacks and junk in the pantry. I'm not going to be doing any kind of baking right now because there's just so much that's already made in the pantry. So maybe later on in the month I will work on that. But moving forward, I want to work on buying less junk and making things ourselves, like making one sweet thing a week, and when it's gone for the week, it's gone kind of thing. So I'm really excited to jump back into it now that Stella's more baby-like and less newborn-like. It's easier for me to try to get some stuff done and plan ahead a little bit better. We've been just like, basically I've been putting a meat in the fridge the night before so it can thaw and then cooking it the day of, and that's as far ahead as I've been planning. So I really want to have a better plan. I like to have things planned out a little bit better than that. So moving forward, that's my goal, is to try to plan it out a little bit better and do something like this where I can see it all planned out and order groceries, make sure we have everything we need. And she's smiling at me, so I better let you guys go. Give me a thumbs up if you like this plan with me. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in my planner setup, I will link some videos down below for you guys if you want to see more about GoodNotes and more about my planner in general. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Are you smiling? Are you giving me a smile? You are.